Welcome to our training session on opportunity-driven approach to skills development. We are the Team Europe initiative on opportunity-driven skills and vocational education and training in Africa, in short TEI OP-VET. I am Pauline.
I am Martina.
And we're excited to have you with us to explore together the potential of a forward-looking approach to vocational education and training.
This session looks into the opportunity-driven approach to VET. That's what OP-VET stands for. In this session you gain insight into the OP-VET approach and how it differs from traditional VET models. You explore the benefits of the OP-VET approach for different stakeholders, and you learn about the TEI OP-VET program and what is in it for you.
The OP-VET approach is at the core of our Team Europe initiative, a 5-year program launched in 2024. It is funded by the European Commission with contribution from Germany, BMZ, and it is jointly implemented by 4 implementing European agencies. We have EDUFI for Finland, Enable for Belgium, Expertise France, and GIZ for Germany. Our shared goal is to link vocational education and training and skills development with investments, making it more practical and focused on real job opportunities in key sectors and value chains across sub-Saharan Africa. Employment is the leading perspective. We pursue decent employment and work closely with the private sector to ensure training leads to real jobs.
So we want to make sure that the skills dimension becomes an integral component and enabler of investments under the EU's Global Gateway Investment Package in Africa, aiming at a trained local workforce that can directly benefit from the employment opportunities created by these investments. The program is built around 3 pillars, each led by one of the implementing agencies and coordinated overall by Enable.
So the first pillar is a request-based technical assistance facility, which aims to support planned or ongoing VET-related interventions to reorient or orient them towards employment opportunities, in short the OP-VET approach. The second pillar is about regional exchanges on public-private partnerships, which aims to increase regional exchange and foster partnerships between the private sector, VET providers, and the public sector. It is about promoting the OP-VET approach at regional level in sub-Saharan Africa with practices and lessons from the program. And third, we also have opportunity-driven VET and skills development projects that directly fund and implement OP-VET projects in sub-Saharan Africa.
So let's start with the opportunity-driven approach, why it matters and what makes it different.
So the end goal of a skills development and VET is employment, right?
Oh yes, it is. So, however, in many cases, training is still mainly driven by institutional agendas rather than concrete labor market demand. As a result, even when young people acquire useful skills, many graduates still face significant challenges in accessing and securing employment.
But so why have VET and skills development often not worked so well in the past?
It is as training isn't job-focused enough. Many trainings are theoretic and lack hands-on practice. They often reflect governmental priorities rather than job market needs. VET often has a poor image and it often seen as a second choice path, overly theoretic with fewer job opportunities and less prestige compared to university. Also, employers aren't involved enough. Many training programs don't work closely with businesses, so they miss the chance to prepare people for real jobs.
So we acknowledge that VET alone doesn't create jobs, but when it is connected to investments and job opportunities, it can be a powerful tool for helping people into decent work. So to address these challenges and unlock the full potential of skills development, we apply the OP-VET approach. Employment here is really the leading perspective. The private sector is the main engine for job creation. The program, therefore, actively engages employers from the very beginning. Also, tailored and flexible VET and skills development equip people with the right skills for available jobs. The program is promoting decent employment. And then OP-VET flips the scripts. It's taking a reverse-engineered approach. It starts with concrete employment potential and works backwards to shape relevant training programs.
The TEI implements the OP-VET approach by identifying concrete employment opportunities linked to global gateway investments. We also consider broader value chain development around these investments to ensure sustainable and large-scale impact. There are 3 ingredients for a successful OP-VET approach. First, it is early and strong private sector involvement. Employers are involved right from the start to help identify real job opportunities and the needed skills. Training providers often need support to better connect with businesses and ensure that what they teach is relevant, hands-on and job-focused. This happens through structured public-private dialogue and partnership.
Then we focus on investments that provide employment. OP-VET starts where there are concrete employment opportunities. We look at public, private or blended investments, whether from companies, banks, governments or development partners, or a mix of all of that. To meet the workforce demands stemming from these investments, OP-VET uses practical, tailored and flexible training modules, ensuring that graduates can move straight into jobs.
And third, OP-VET applies a value chain approach. Skills development must be rooted in local economic realities. OP-VET targets sectors and value chains with high employment prospects for maximum economic and social impact. It uses a flexible, contextual approach that considers both formal and informal job realities. So
it all sounds plausible, but what makes OP-VET truly different?
OP-VET ensures that the locally trained talent is not only job ready, but really hired.
And when connected to investments and supported by strong public-private partnerships, VET goes beyond work readiness and can provide the needed skilled workforce.
OP-VET addresses local business ecosystems and supports whole value chains and drives in this way broader social and economic development.
It facilitates structured and regular dialogue between public and private stakeholders to identify concrete opportunities and increase local employment outcomes.
It involves the private sector in the whole training cycle, from skills needs identification to training delivery, and even before that in employment opportunity identification.
It integrates sustainability too, by encouraging local ownership and co-financing mechanisms, for instance through private sector contributions, training levies or in-kind support.
And on top of it, OP-VET pays attention to key cross-cutting topics, notably gender equality, green and just transition, digitalization, human rights and decent jobs.
So, what is OP-VET not about? Well, it is not supply-driven, so it's not starting from the perspective of improving training systems, but really from existing or emerging job opportunities linked to investments or labor market dynamics.
OP-VET does not necessarily prioritize system or reform change. That means it is not starting from policy level and system improvements, but starting with investment and employment opportunity identification in public-private dialogue. For example, it is rather about a flexible, even if very short training, responding to investment-related human resource needs, than about a lengthy curricular development and accreditation process that is policy-driven. And still, OP-VET is meant to inspire system change and it aims at sustainability.
OP-VET is also not starting with extensive skills forecasting or needs or problem analysis, but rather with concrete existing or emerging opportunities and focused HR and skills needs analysis related to the subsector and value chains.
OP-VET is not focusing on entrepreneurship or capacity development of micro, small or medium enterprises, but it is starting with larger anchor companies while considering support to SMEs and startups in the next step, considering a value chain approach.
And finally, OP-VET is not only demand-driven, but often also, as these are overlapping concepts.
We now showcase a concrete example of OP-VET in Senegal, in the heavy machinery sector from the toolbox.
So it all started with early and strong private sector involvement. A national public-private dialogue platform, the advisory board, was set up to identify job opportunities in booming sectors. It identified the heavy machinery sector as a key area for growth and jobs. The board brings together key actors like Eurocham Senegal, European investment banks, the EU delegation, local employers, the 3FPT, which is a national training fund, and the VET ministry. Next to that, smaller working groups with companies and training providers helped shape practical training. In this partnership, stakeholders co-designed and co-implemented short, job-focused training resulting in 4 flexible and practical 3-month VET modules.
OP-VET focused on investments that provide employment. SMT, a leading heavy machinery and truck distributor, which is also Volvo's exclusive importer in Senegal, is one of the main investing partners. Other companies like Nimba, which sells and services mining and industrial equipment, including for example Caterpillar, also joined the action. Enterprises hired skilled graduates responding to the growing need for skilled workforce to operate and maintain equipment locally. They offer traineeship, supported workplace learning, and hired graduates. The result right after the training is quite impressive, with 91% of graduates that found employment.
And finally, they also applied a value chain approach. So heavy machinery is used across many sectors, including agriculture, agro-industry, transport, mining, and public works. The action responds to local business needs along this broader value chain, extending job creation beyond the machinery sector itself.
How to get started? There are 4 steps to the approach. First, before designing any training, OP-VET identifies actual job opportunities linked to ongoing or planned investments. This is done by engaging local authorities, chambers of commerce, investment agencies, banks and lead companies. Public-private dialogue helps explore the job potential of new public or private investments or investment strategies.
Once promising opportunities are found, we explore what human resources are needed and which skills are in demand. Again, public-private dialogue platforms offer a valuable forum to identify skills needs together with training providers.
And based on this input, flexible targeted VET and skills development programs are created or existing ones are adjusted to close the skills gap.
And as a result, trainees are equipped with the relevant skills for available jobs, and companies find the qualified staff that they're looking for. So, what does this all mean for you? You can become an OP-VET ambassador and join us on our OP-VET journey. As a private sector partner, you're in the driver's seat of OP-VET. And here's what's in it for you.
You can benefit from an ecosystem that delivers flexible, tailored training programs designed to meet the needs of business.
You can access a workforce that is equipped with the right skills, ready to boost your productivity, drive growth, and spark innovation.
You can tap into networks across Team Europe, connect with industry leaders, and engage with key public, private, and financial players across Europe and Africa through the Global Gateway.
You can be recognized as a forward-looking company that invests in local talent and drives economic progress.
And you can take part in public-private dialogue, help shape skills development policies, and make your voice heard at policy level. As a policymaker, your engagement for OP-VET allows you to design more effective VET and employment policies and strategies, improve how resources are used, promote inclusion, and boost the visibility of your national actions.
It will also help you connect with industry leaders, investors, and public and private stakeholders across Europe and Africa, all involved in Global Gateway.
You can access to experiences, best practices, and networks from across Team Europe with EU member states and partners.
And finally, you'll take part in public-private dialogue, work closely with the private sector, and ensure that policies and implementation are aligned and impactful.
As a technical assistance expert, you have the opportunity to support OP-VET implementation by responding to concrete technical assistance requests and joining missions on site or remotely.
You'll also understand the specific context by exploring key value chains, global gateway investments, labor market dynamics, and private sector actors in advance.
You can ensure that VET interventions are focused on employment and private sector needs and engage the private sector as a key partner from the start.
And finally, you'll be part of a Team Europe, coordinating closely with requesters, EUDs and other actors to align with existing programs.
As a funded project under the TEI OP-VET, you are the implementer of the OP-VET approach, and you will have the opportunity to benefit from the experience and networks of EU member states like Belgium, Germany, Finland and France.
You'll also collaborate and exchange insights with other OP-VET implementers, sharing lessons and best practices.
You can join public-private dialogue platforms and work closely together with a wide range of stakeholders, including European delegations and national partners.
And you'll generate evidence on how OP-VET creates impact in your context, share results, promote OP-VET, and contribute to policy uptake and long-term sustainability. By joining OP-VET, you're not just following a trend, you're leading a paradigm shift. You'll help create an ecosystem where skills development is directly linked to investments, value chain development, and job creation, resulting in a scalable, impactful model for growth that can be replicated globally. So if you want to know more or have any questions on our approach and our work, you can contact us per email at info@teiopvet.eu or go to the European Commission General website and find the TEI OP-VET webpage. Please don't forget to join us on LinkedIn as well.